it all straight here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a live Q&A. Also, our live reaction from today's Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. I'm Dustin Starr. What's up, Mr. E? How are you? Hello, everybody. I'll give you a second to join us. Can you hear me okay? First, that's always the first question. Can you hear me okay? I can see the comments, so that's good. Come on in. Be sure to hit the like button when you get in here. Right, Mr. E? He's always putting it out there in the live chat. Hello, Wrestling with MMA. You guys had a lot of great questions in the live chat today, so hit me up with them. And for those of you who are, needing more details or whatnot, let me know. Lots of great things going on. Dustin, can you go into detail on the lucha kick that numbed you for a while? Oh, man. So this was Hijo del something. I forget the name of the guy, but also Broken Matt Hardy. It was actually his last match before he signed with WWE and debuted at WrestleMania. And so it was just a triple threat lucha match. And I was seated in the seated position in the center of the ring, and I took one of the kicks to the back and literally felt the tingling sensation through my legs and kind of lost feeling in my legs for a second. And immediately, as soon as I regained my feelings, got up and beat the shit out of the guy. Let's just be honest. Oh, I was so mad. But that was a story from the Championship Wrestling podcast presented by Be Free CBD. So thanks for checking that out, man. Lots of fun. I've got some good questions this week. Yeah, Broken Matt bit Maria on the hand when she went to slap him. Hello, James. I missed the show. I'll watch it tonight. Well, very cool, man. It was a really, really good show. What did you guys think of the show? You guys in the live chat that watched, what did you think of it? Also, any more questions, I'm here to answer those. There's so much going on. James Sotelo, how are you? Hey, Ryan. At least you got your licks in. Yeah, I was not too happy about that. So immediately when I got up, I had to let the guy know that we're not doing it like that. And so that's what those couple of stiff shots to the face were for. That's kind of how the business works. James says WWE Network is going to be free. They do have a free tier on the WWE Network now. Mr. E says the Todd Kinley podcast was so good. Man, I could talk wrestling with Todd Kinley all day long, literally. I'm new to Championship Wrestling. Any recommendations to get started? Well, we have 64 episodes. And if you go back to the first one, I think they're only an hour long. And I know that's like if you're binge watching Netflix. But just go to the feature matches as well. There's a lot of playlists on YouTube that has behind the scenes, everything from bloopers and outtakes to vlogs. When Maria and myself flew out to Hollywood, that's all right there in the playlist. But then also feature matches is a good place to start too, because you can see the different athletes that are in our wrestling league and who comes in and out. But there are a lot of really good. You can go back and watch the specials like Coastline Clash, Red Carpet Rumble, Milestone, PP3. So there are 3-week blockbusters. So we'll build up throughout the weeks of television and then hit one of our blockbuster events that's a 3-week special. So kind of like our pay-per-view, but it's not. It's free television. All right, let me go back up here. I missed some stuff. But thanks for the question, Wrestling with MMA. Thanks for joining us too, man. Hope you had fun in the chat. Destiny, love to see Starks there. Yes, now that was, these shows here were scheduled weeks ago, okay? So it wasn't like Ricky Starks debuted on AEW and we're like, oh, let's put Cody, Brandy, and Ricky Starks on the show. Unfortunately, that's not how it happened. It actually happened because I heard that Ricky Starks had left the NWA. And I was surprised, and I immediately thought, where is he going to end up? So I wanted to put that on the show because Ricky is a great talent, and of course, Watts is the champion. It's always good to have him on the show. But that was something I was going to talk about, is where do you guys think Ricky would end up? but we already know. So it would just all the stars, so to speak, aligned when we were scheduling that show. But congratulations to Ricky Starks, man. He was killing it. Hello, Greg. How are you? Jamie, I'm glad you enjoyed the TV show today. Kurt says, why don't we see female masked wrestlers? I am a big fan of that. So if you find one, let me know because we'll book her for Memphis, Tennessee. But I agree with you. Ryan Chambers, now do you think you will get your match against Ray Rosas anytime soon? You know, man, I'm not real sure. I do know that it might be a scheduling conflict for me to be in Hollywood for the next tapings, those first tapings back. But you know I'm chomping at the bit, right? So there's an outside chance that I might be there live in Hollywood. But I do not know at this point. AutoZone Park is still shut down. There's no Redbirds baseball so far. There's not been any 901 FC soccer. Those are two major sports teams here in Memphis that occupy AutoZone Park where we were having our birthday bash, and it's still closed down. So even Dave & Buster's is taking very serious social distancing restrictions with the CDC and everything else. So we're easing back into things, but gosh, sports in Memphis is not looking good right now, just to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, I'm scrolling back up. Thanks for all the questions and stuff, guys. Thanks, Ryan. Greg, loved the Championship Wrestling show presented today. Thank you, man. Another great show next week. We're continuing to give you guys new stuff. There's a Pork Chop Cash interview that's coming soon. And some of you heard it on the podcast, but you actually see Pork Chop. And if you don't know who Pork Chop is, you should know who Pork Chop is. So this will be very cool. And he has some stories that I think that you guys will really enjoy. I mean, he's been in the business since the 60s and worked with Bruno Sammartino and got started with Vince Sr. and just, I mean, it's incredible stuff. You guys are going to love it. And he's a Memphis wrestling legend. Let's see. James says AEW was good this week. AEW was awesome this week. I really did enjoy it. Greg, literally most of my favorite wrestlers are in Championship Wrestling. Greg, who are your favorite wrestlers? We'll talk about them. Welcome to the best family in pro wrestling. Yeah, dude, you guys are so awesome in the chat. There are so many times that I go and I watch these premieres, and sometimes the chat is it's just not cool. And at times it could be toxic and just, not fun. And some social media have been like that lately, but man, you guys in the chat today were awesome. You're great wrestling fans, and we really appreciate you for joining us and having such a fun chat. I mean, the NWA podcast was on there with us today, and I saw the tweets today of some of the NWA fans joining us and stuff. And so I'm extremely happy that you guys were so cool in the chat. So thank you guys for being there, but then also, more importantly, thank you guys for being cool. Let's see. Man, I'm way behind. Sorry, guys. I would like to see them Brother Love back for one show. Oh my gosh. Brother Love's under contract with WWE, so that probably would not happen. Any more ladies showing up? I love the ladies in Championship Wrestling. I'm trying to think of who is in action next week, and I don't have it in front of me at the moment. Forgive me. Let me look it up. Usually I already have that. Shame on me, man. Well, while I'm looking that up, any other questions here? Speaking of pay-per-view watch party, Dave & Buster's in Memphis. That's exactly right. So Dave & Buster's watch parties are returning on July 19th for WWE Extreme Rules. We will have the social distancing, like I said. I've been in there a couple of different times in the last couple of weeks. Some of the tables have been removed. There's hand sanitizer. Here in Memphis, you do have to wear a mask until you are seated. I don't think you can have a party at greater than 6 people, maybe 10 people tops. So just like there's little rules and restrictions, but for the most part, you still show up and watch wrestling for free. And of course, you have to cover your food and drinks and whatever, but it's a great time. And it's just like live chat. People are chanting at the TV, they're cheering. It's just fun. And then also we have a lot of giveaways. We like to give back to the fans and give them a reason for coming. So you'll love it if you're in the Memphis area. Come check it out. We are working on possible watch parties or pay-per-view parties in other markets as well. So I hear you guys in California. Dave and Buster's is awesome there. So hopefully we can do that soon. Mexico has a bunch of real good masked wrestlers. You're right. 5-star fan cam in the house. Go like that page. You can watch all of our best matches and our worst matches, right? All right, big Metroid fan. Will the older episodes of Championship Wrestling be on the YouTube channel? Are you talking about the Hollywood edition? Because you can go to Fight TV app and watch those absolutely free. And then also, I would recommend going to United Wrestling Network. A lot of the matches and things are posted there. But our episodes and our versions of Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, all 64 episodes are available to watch anytime, absolutely free, right here on our YouTube channel. All right, let me get back here. Is Maria really going to make you quarantine for 14 days? DDP has a place close to you. I bet he and Jake wouldn't mind having you. Yes, that's a shoot. Destiny, she really would probably make me quarantine for 14 days. She really will. I'm pretty sure. I'd probably be sleeping on the couch or have to stay in the gym room or the game room or something. Yeah, she's pretty adamant about that, especially at this point in the game. And Memphis is still, I think we had a spike of almost 400 people that was reported today. So, and I know we're sitting here talking about watch parties, but I think a lot of that stuff comes from mass gatherings that should not happen. And I can tell you that the minute that you walk into Dave & Buster's, I don't think that you'll feel uncomfortable, just the way everything will be spaced. Because they have such a large facility, you know, like 2 dining rooms, a bar area. I mean, it's huge. So we'll have those tables spaced out. And by July 19th, we might be into phase 3 and we might have been pushed ahead. All right. Talked about that on the pod a little, but views on live wrestling. Views on live wrestling is you have to social distance. There are some live events for those of you who are around the Memphis area that we are going to promote coming very, very soon. However, it is virtually impossible to socially distance at a wrestling event because the minute you set up a ring, the people are gonna swarm and be as close to ringside as they possibly can be. And I do not fault you guys for that because I'm a huge wrestling fan. I want to be ringside. I want to be as close as I can be. But right now, you can't be close. I think if anything, you would probably have to wear a mask. I think that should be mandated because it shows, and I know we all hate masks. I get it, but 80% difference from what people are doing in the other parts of the world and what we're doing here. And that's not a political issue either. That's just a health thing. That's how I feel about live events, though. And there have been some around the area that have been shut down. How is it with no fans? It is tough, James. James, it's really tough with no fans because a lot of times we'll alter what we're going to do in the ring based off the response we get from you guys, the audience. And without that, you just have to put together a masterpiece and hope the fans like it. So that's what's important is I know it sounds silly like the hulking up when the fans are going crazy, but we really do get momentum from the fans when you guys are cheering. And we know what you like, and once we find out what that is that you like, we try to give it to you and give you more of what you're cheering for. So it is definitely much harder to do this without an audience. Let me get caught up real quick, sorry. No one takes social distancing more serious than Maria. That is a true statement. Greg, Dan Joseph, Wolf Zaddies are my faves. Those are 2 of my faves too. Oh, the Wolf Zaddies, baby. I'm gonna get Maria to do that on the show coming up. Let's see. How do you feel watching wrestling without fans? Cool Nerd, I love wrestling so much that I'm gonna be supportive of it. They need us now more than ever. The guys and gals are working extremely hard. I am a diehard wrestling fan, whether there's fans there or not, but I do like it better with fans, let's be honest. Let's see. Was the pork chop before the CDC commercial? Was that pork chop before? Yes, that was. Sorry, Jamie. Pork chop cash. Yes, that was him on the Championship Wrestling podcast presented by Be Free CBD commercial. Yes, that was him on there. A little outsert of telling all the wrestling fans that pork chop says hello. And Maria is behind the camera here. She's making funny faces at me.
Why do you always have to call me out?
Just kidding. She said, "Why do you always have to call me out?" Says Ricky too, who wrestled in Championship Wrestling, and Anthony Idol. Wrestling is a family sport, and the family should be and the fans should be a reflection of that. You guys do a great job of that. Did the King go to NX? I'm not sure what that means, Jamie Davis. Did the King go to NX? Greg, Pork Chop, yes, I saw in the 70s in Cali, televised wrestling. Yes, Pork Chop Cash he's a legend, man. You guys are going to enjoy that. And for those of you who haven't heard of him, you will. And that's one of the points of the thing. So very, very cool. Longtime wrestling fan then, huh, Greg? When might we get the talented and lovely Maria to join us here live? I love the give and take between you guys. Hey, they're requesting you, Maria.
If you were calling me out.
She's eating food. She's like, "Ooh." Yeah, today probably won't be the day. She's in her pajamas. But coming soon, I will make her do it. Greg, when they had Roddy Piper, Butcher, Vachon, Chavo Guerrero Sr., etc. Plenty of room at my place, Dustin, especially if or when I'm in the doghouse. Thanks, Mr. E. Destiny sure would love to see Baines in action again. He was a character. Yeah, Baines he had that scary mask and all that stuff. Remember when him and Gentleman Jervis were going at it? I agreed to wait and be cautious. Yes, definitely have to be very cautious. James, I get WWE Network free. Do you get the pay-per-views for free? I do not think the pay-per-views for WWE Network are on that free level. I think you have to level up. No free pay-per-view. There you go. Unless paid. Let's see. James, you know Pork Chop Cash. Awesome. My favorite female wrestler is Simone Cherie. There's an awesome feature match with Simone Cherie versus Heather Monroe that has been viewed over 20,000 times in 1 week. So go check that out. Click the playlist, feature matches, and watch Simone Cherie. Mr. E, I listen to wrestling pods when I sleep and watch almost nothing but pro wrestling. I don't blame you there, Mr. E. James, SmackDown was okay this week. Yes, the original Bro with a big victory over AJ Styles. James, you can watch past WrestleMania and Rumbles for free, but just not the new ones. We want Maria. Kurt wants Maria. There you go. The King did not go to NXT. Was he on the program on Wednesday? I watched it. I did not see him there, though. Be careful saying, yeah, let's be honest. I'm not going to make Maria do anything. She'd probably black my eye, bro. Come on. I thought Raw was really good, man. You guys are being hard on it. I thought it was really good. The storyline arc with Christian and Orton was fantastic. Yeah, I'm not making her do anything, trust me. Not anything she doesn't want to do. All right, are there any other questions? Thoughts on Edge versus Orton? I thought it was good. I thought they probably should have saved it for SummerSlam, but I understand how they couldn't. You know, they need such content and big stars, and Edge and Orton are those big stars that we want to see. You know, and you could see that in the ratings and how they were able to, you know, even with the numbers being down, they were able to stay strong to the end, especially with that storyline. But any other Championship Wrestling questions, guys? Next week, I will not have a live chat immediately following the YouTube channel. James says, happy Father's Day, Dustin. My first one without my dad. James, thank you, man. And I'm really sorry to hear that. Destiny says that audio, though. Sorry you lost your dad, James. Just remember all the good times, man. What audio? Is the audio bad, Destiny? Do you think Championship Wrestling could go to 2 hours soon? No, I do not. But Kurt, I don't see us going to 2 hours, but I do see new programming and extended programming. And I cannot urge you guys enough. go like at United Wrestling Network. There will possibly be an announcement very soon on something huge. And they're producing all sorts of great content. These, shoot interview type of segments with Watts and Heather Monroe and Ray Rosas and just really diving into these people is really great. Happy Father's Day, they all say. Thank you guys. And happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there. Hello, Jake. Thanks for joining us. I'm just kind of taking some questions before I get off here. Why don't they ever mention Championship Wrestling from Memphis in the Championship Wrestling promos? That's what the Cool Nerd says. Well, the show is syndicated, the Cool Nerd. The show is syndicated across 132 different stations across the United States. Here in Memphis, when you watch on CW30 or you watch any of our programming, and this is us, our logo here, presented by Pro Shingle, our show is going to be different. Like right now, the matches are different. There are different hosts, which are myself and Maria, and we're from Memphis. You'll see Memphis content. You'll see the Grizzlies, Redbirds. You'll just see a little bit of everything on there. And here in the coming weeks, you see special interviews like the Cody and Brandy interview today. I don't believe it aired on all the different networks. That's just exclusive for our show. And eventually, we will be filming wrestling right here instead of syndicating the Hollywood show. So eventually, Cool Nerd, I know you live in Memphis, you will be able to come and watch Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle being taped in your hometown with your favorite local wrestlers. But we cannot do that until the pandemic is over with. So that is why, and if you watch some of the more recent shows, they will call it Championship Wrestling instead of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, because you have an Amarillo version, you have a Memphis version, you have a San Francisco version, which is the West Coast, you have a standalone, which is Championship Wrestling from Arizona, and then you have the Hollywood product. So that's United Wrestling Network, man. They're growing. They're huge. They're huge. Jake's in the house. MMA, any hints on upcoming shows like signings and such? Wrestling with MMA, where are you from? Are you in the Memphis area? We will have some live events coming up in and around Memphis very soon as we get on the other side of the pandemic. He says feuds. Okay. Mr. E enjoys the behind-the-scenes stuff. Memphis is my favorite crew, says Mr. E. We appreciate that. Cool Nerd says, can't wait. Man, it is going to be super cool. Trust me. We've been working extremely hard on this, and that's why it's important. If you know about us, share us, especially in the Memphis area. And that's all it comes down to, man. If you know about us, share us. Jake says, I found Championship Wrestling because of Rhino JB. Oh, man, Ryan Barber is going to be featured with Artemisia Championship Wrestling right here on the show in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. I've got some great footage of Ryan doing his thing. Kane, hey, Justin. It's Dustin, by the way. Is Ricky Starks at AEW? Yes, Ricky Starks answered the open challenge for Cody's TNT Championship on AEW Dynamite on Thursday. And before the end of the night, they signed that man to a contract. So he is AEW right now, yes. James says, pro wrestling's awesome. I agree. Mr. E says, Dustin, what about ball games? You call those as well. Any word on those operating soon? The only one I have word on is the Memphis Grizzlies. And of course, they look like they're going to be in Orlando playing the NBA playoffs. And I will have something to do with however they present those games, whether it's a watch party or watch-alongs or drive-in movie theaters or however they're going to do it. I will be a part of that. But all the other sports, no word, because nothing has been opened up. So, all right, guys, if that's it, or if you're watching this at a later time, you can put your questions in the comments. We always go back and answer those. no matter when they're posted. Destiny says, everyone be well. We will miss you live next week. Have fun though. Love and health to you all. Thank you, Destiny. We will not be live next week immediately following the show. It's Brady Starr's 12th birthday. And immediately after the show, we're going to be rushing out to celebrate a very, 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 very small gathering with just a couple of people that are very close to family. So we're not having a major thing. Let's put it that way. And guys, I appreciate it, man. This is the most fun that I have every single Saturday. It's a dream come true to host a championship wrestling program on CW30 in Memphis and here on YouTube. And it's just awesome interacting with you guys. Wrestling with MMA, welcome. Any questions you have, hit me up. Kane, thank you. T-Bone, Terrence Ward, great show. Dustin Maria, appreciate it. Terrence Ward that you see here in the chat, you'll hear his voice on the Dave and Buster's commercials, along with all the Birthday Bash commercials, and pretty much all the, he's like the voice of championship wrestling, and we appreciate him. He's one of the very, very best. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Like I say, put any questions that you have in the comments, and I'll answer those. And until Saturday, actually until Monday, join me for a brand new Championship Wrestling podcast presented by Be Free CBD. My guest will be the monstrous Heritage Champion, Watts. And of course, on the podcast, I'll announce what to look forward to on next week's show. It's going to be awesome, first and foremost. And then next Saturday, I'll see you guys at high noon in the live chat. So long, everybody.